love Al.
He is just the most wholesome individual
really
of all time.
Best. Oh, so did you guys see the Solberg crash where he rolled and like?
Yeah.
Was so gutted. I was more upset after seeing his interview where he like couldn't hold back the tears. Like I felt that.
Oh yeah.
Like he's worked so hard for this event just to have it shit on.
Was that big or little?
It was like
Solberg.
Oliver.
Oh,
little,
So the little.
Ollie.
Oh, just FYI, we're live.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Well, you know, like, why
just
waste?
a
And you know, there's no reason to. We're fine. Hi, welcome to whatever the hell we're gonna call this. I don't even know. If I get off the screen, you will troll the chats. Welcome, people from the interwebs, to what we used to call the rally chat. Now we'll just call it the garage chat, the rally chat, the whatever the hell you want to talk about chat, because it's all about the same in the background. Anyways, Robert is in a different city. Cody might be in a different. Cody is in a different city too. I mean, because let's be real, it's been 2 years since we've done this last. I think it was like June of 2020. Was the last time we did this, and we'll just say a lot of things have changed, and you know, good or bad or indifferent or whatever you want to call it, but life was a son of a bitch. So I'm gonna just talk about where the fuck we were, and what happened, at least for me, because as I feel like, you know, I was the instigator of all of this crap, that I kind of fell off the face of the planet. And basically last year I had myself a fucking mental breakdown, and family was garbage. My parents decided to, you know, cut me out of their life due to really, really dumb reasons. And so lots of therapy. I think I went through about 8 different antidepressants, and I still have not found one that is working. So I'm currently with 0. And what am I now? Like 11 months sober. So, like,
Nicely done.
yeah, that's a big one, because I will fully admit that I used alcohol as a we'll call it self-medicated, which isn't healthy. It's not good for anybody. So last year was a son of a bitch, and even though it kind of bled over into 2020, 2021 was pure and utter garbage. But 2022 is not too bad. You know, we already did a rally. I mean, like, anytime we can go play in cars is rad to me. And all of you guys were there, and I love your faces. I really do. So that is where we went, or that is where I went. I fell apart. It is nobody else's fault but mine. I am going to also add one caveat to this. I fully support anybody that wants to do these live streams for whatever they want to fucking do. Go do it. Don't show up in my DMs and tell me how to do mine. You can go fuck yourself. And if you know who you are, go fuck yourself. Because quite frankly, that was kind of the beginning of the downward spiral, when I was trying to just do this as for fun. It was like a mental, you know, like something to keep my brain occupied, and I had people showing up telling me that, I should change it to this way, or I should do this, or stuff like that. So that's that. All right. Hey guys, how you doing? How's Bend, Robert? Or wherever in close proximity to Bend you are.
It's pretty good. Just a little bit north of Bend. Not in Bend proper. We're not that bougie. We can't compete with the San Francisco money.
Yeah.
So we're in the northern 30 minutes away, if we're really honest. But it's great. Love it. It's I'm gonna check the weather
Fucking
real
hot.
quick. Give you a weather report. It's a currently. No, it's only 82
Oh.
degrees.
Ooh, that's not
That's
bad.
not too bad at all.
Okay.
No.
The important part is what's the humidity?
Oh, like probably
Yeah,
10%.
that's the amazing part.
Oh, Anders.
Oh, it's
Anders
actually
can always slide into my
20%.
DMs. He knows the way in. Sorry.
I'm confused by the
but that's
avocado.
okay. We don't need to full.
Cody's not. Cody's very familiar with the avocado these days.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know, but it's okay. Sorry. I just talked over you there. So it's going good. Like you kind of have a garage.
Yeah, it's going great. It is substantially smaller than I anticipated. It's only a 20 by 20 garage. Turns out a Volvo 240 is like over 17 feet bumper to bumper. And I've got like a partial machine shop in one corner of the garage. So it's kind of tight. When you come over this weekend, Matt, to pick up a bunch of parts,
I
it'll
bet.
help me out a ton.
I'm excited about that. Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah, because I need. Well, so hopefully, my sister from another mister is coming over tomorrow, and she is helping me clean because she is really a big fan of just like throwing shit away, and I was like, let's
Nice.
thin this crap down because let's be real, like this thing. I have every other part known to mankind for that stupid thing over there. But then, right here's just another EJ22. This wouldn't even fit in that because it's a single port. And I just bought it for, the roller rockers and the mechanical lifters. And then over there is an EJ25. Like, I am...
Well, the good news is don't throw it away. Scrap
No, I won't
value
throw
is
it
really
away.
good right now.
But I will. The engines I'll probably keep. but there's just crap that just sits around here and like I don't know. I get unmotivated for doing it. And
What is the part that has the most cobwebs on it?
probably like
Literal
my
cobwebs.
200. I'm not even joking. The thing. Let's see. 2019, the tags were good, and that was the last time I wrote it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that
Was
was
that
with
with
you.
me?
Yeah, like there's 4 bikes. Like, I don't think I could ever get rid of it, but like, yeah.
I legit.
Nope.
I legit
it's
thought you
sitting,
sold
like,
it.
right over here. I do keep it in the nice, like, temperature-controlled garage, so it lives a nicer life than the shed that gets up to about infinity degrees and all the way down to nothing. But so outside of that, that would probably be it. Because I did build a whole bunch of shelves, which was really, really nice. So that whole area kind of got cleaned up. I guess the Burris's fender from the old Rabbit has a bunch of cobwebs on it. The old Blue Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that the one with the shark on the?
Yep. I bought it. I bought it
Oh,
from
nice.
after the roll many years ago. And they promised to come back, and they never did. Well, they did, but then they didn't.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I send Tom a message asking if he needs help to put his car back together. But so far, nothing.
Tom, if you're hearing this, we will
will
help.
I will.
Matt will help. Cody can help.
Oh
Cody's
shit! Yeah,
nearby.
Cody's like
I
right
like
up there.
ish.
Yeah.
And my understanding is like his garage is kind of like turned to shambles a little bit, like so that needs to be fixed. But
So I thought he was building a shop at some point.
was he?
Is that not happening? I thought so. I thought Don told me that. I don't know. Don told me that about once a year he goes out there to help with the Rabbit, and I don't think anything actually gets done.
Well, it's not a Rabbit anymore. It's a
I thought it was a Rabbit.
no.
again.
It's a Golf.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
it was a
I don't know.
it was a mean little Golf.
Volkswagen guy. Thing.
I don't remember what year, but it was a Golf. Because they were tired of rebuilding the suspension every single event and reinventing everything every single event. All right, now I have to go look it up.
As a fellow Volkswagen nerd, I can sympathize with them because I no longer own a Volkswagen rally car because it broke before it even got on stage all the time. Like every rallycross I went to, I'd bend the beam. Every track day I went to, I'd break something else.
Did you ever rally
And it
that
was
car?
just a little too much. What's
Did you
that?
ever rally that car?
No, it never made it on stage. It was logbooked, and then I tore it down to rebuild it because it was definitely sketchy from the previous owner. I had to re-update the logbook on it, add all the cage members to make it current. And then I started playing with Volvos and got in with like Volvo rally car, Cody, and you're familiar with that car. And it just never broke, ever. Like it just rallied forever on the stock setup.
No, that thing broke all the time.
And the Volkswagen,
It just broke at every event. And then would get fixed at every event.
I mean, yeah, but like it wasn't critical. Where like the Volkswagen would be like, you can't drive the car anymore. The Volvo was like, you can always get through
Except
it.
for the front falling off. That was
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with the front falling off, please see the episode whatever from 2019 where we discuss in depth the front
Was that
falling
not
off of the
supposed to fall
Volvo.
off? Well, no, not typically. It doesn't typically fall off. 2013 was the last time Tom ran in a Volkswagen Golf 2 GTI. Whatever that means. But I do remember it was the nameless performance rally, the rally with no name.
Yeah. That was the year before I started rallying.
The what?
That was the year before I started rallying.
Like, I can't remember. It was that or the previous year, like, man, like, there was such a bad fire hazard that they shut down the event, like, in the middle for, like, a 7-hour service.
Yeah.
And like, I swear to God, they changed the transmission at a very leisurely pace during that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was not, there was no rush. That was a late night. I was with Phil. Phil Myers. I miss him.
Phil. His Porsche is basically the same that it's always been.
Yeah, I feel it's probably always going to be that.
Yeah. It's kind of sad to see every once in a while. Andrew Sutherland's Porsche is keeping it company, also in the same state that those Porsches in.
Oh, all right. What year was? Shit, I don't know. I just remember me and Danae were out there, freaking cooking our asses off, waiting for Phil, and then like they didn't get back into service till like midnight. It was a long, dusty, nasty.
I think that might have been the first rally I ever did service for. So that was like my first rally working for a team. Was that rally?
Who was that?
It's the intro year.
Who was that with?
What's that? It was with. It was before the. It was the rally that Dave's wheel fell off because he put it on with a 3/8 drive ratchet.
Oh my God, he did that! Oh, man.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
It was with. I was dual servicing for Chris Kobayashi in the Focus, and then Max in the Rabbit. What was Max's last name? And he had a very Max Neer. He was comes from a rally family, and had a Mark I Gull or Rabbit. Loved the car. His family grew up rallying those, and it was, I think it was the Nameless Rally, and there was an issue on the Watzel with the banner tape being cut, and I remember this story. And basically, a car had blown through the banner tape where the stage went uphill to the right, kind of like double back pretty hard. And somebody had knocked down the banner tape, and Max went through the banner tape as well and was like, oh, shoot, this isn't right. And right as it happened, another car came at speed backing up on the stage over the same crest, and they head on each other.
Oh, shit. Why did I not remember this?
Yeah.
Story?
Yeah. So it was like probably a open light Subaru, I believe.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That was like done. And then, yeah, Max's car was just done. It's a Mark one. I was like, I'll change out the cross member for you guys overnight if you want, like redo everything. It's not a big deal. And he was like, nah. All right.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, so that was another. But that's when I met Robert Gobright. That's when it all started.
That was the beginning of the end.
The end that's been going on for
I know that's
almost 10
for
years.
Man. Like, what are we? 2022. So my first event was 2007. So, and I just showed up to Mount Hood with a car and be like, well, I'll run it and it'll be fun. I mean, kind of like I didn't know anybody there. Like I took the way different approach of like, you know, everybody seems to kind of know somebody in the rally world. I didn't know anybody, and everybody that I tried to talk to just wanted my money. You know, and so I tried to stay away from those individuals, and so I found a car, my old Legacy, and I just lived in the rule book, like to a level that you wouldn't believe. And then I would message Gene over on Special Stage every once in a while, asking him like tech questions, and that was about it. And then I showed up and we DNF'd with a blown head gasket and a bad transmission, and I think the rear end was also gone. It didn't do well. So we came back for doo-wop the next year and then almost DNF'd.
Was this the doo-wop that was out in Central Eastern Washington?
No.
Or was it always Wild West?
Doo-wop was over like Western Washington, something like the old doo-wop, like Brooklyn Tavern Stage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool.
And then the one random stage that's like, if you were to transit it, it's like 2 hours in a car, in a rally car. But fortunately, they canceled the like first. I don't know. So we ended up like just driving out there and servicing out there, which was nice. Drink of choice. Oh, my drink of choice? Oh, coffee and water. Like, I don't think I could. But no, that was a fun event. That was the year that I smashed my catalytic converter and it started making these crazy whistling noises, and then it did this like boom, and everything came out the back and everything was fine. So,
what was this, the Mighty Max?
No, it was the Legacy. So the Mighty Max only ran 1 1/3 event. When was the Mighty Max? Yeah, it was a.
You speak so fondly of it,
I
so
do.
I'm always like, it had to have done years of rally.
Really, so I did Mount Hood with a horrible automatic transmission axle, and apparently there's my daughter. Hi, Cease. With a welded automatic axle, which was just way too high geared. Well, I guess low numbers. Hi, what's up? Oh, thanks, Peanut. Are you going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
It's good night. Thank you for the soda. You crazy girl. So it was a second, third, like first, second, and third, and basically first and second. Like every corner, you could hear me just jamming it in first and just like around all the corners, and then dogging it into second because like there was like a 6-mile gap between the gears of a truck transmission. And then the very first day of Oregon Trail, where the oil pressure sending unit snapped off, and then through the night I prepped the Legacy, and I came out for the 2 days in the Legacy. So I swapped cars in the middle of an event.
I've also done that.
That's a very Matt
I guess, but mistake number 1: nobody's supposed to read the rule book. That is true. I have never read the NASA rule book, and probably never will.
I feel like NASA is so relaxed you don't need to read the rule book to go into, and you have to get a physical.
And then after that, that was when I bought Doug's RX-7 because I wanted to go faster. So it was faster, but
does Patrick still have that car?
Patrick, no, that was Phil's old RX-7. Yeah, so that one went to Alex, and then Alex sold it to Patrick, and then apparently he sold it, I think, maybe.
Yeah, he was trying to sell it.
I don't know who got it, but no. Ironically, Alex also got my Doug's old RX-7, and then there's just a beautiful picture of him just yeeting this thing off of a fucking like rallycross jump, and like some proper air. and then
yeah. Speaking, we can't share the
screens. If you send me no, don't worry about it. And then he sends me a message about like the front suspension being really stiff. I was like, you may have bent a lot of things. So the good old days though. And then he sucked some shit down in the engine, and then really killed it. Like, I mean, he did a really good job. I'm super proud of him. But now he's building a fucking awesome car that I really, really want to see on stage. So he is now dedicated to doing that.
Okay. Speaking of, why do people keep building 318 Ti coupes?
Because they're cheap.
Like, they're
stop.
They're awful.
No, they're horrible.
All they're awful.
No, because they're inexpensive.
They're cheaper than a Mercure, and they're almost like
yeah, but at least you can get parts for the friggin' Beamer. Like all day, every day, I can get on whatever the FCP Euro and buy every single part for my E46.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like the aftermarket support is not there for the Mercure.
At least not stateside.
But then you're just, you're shipping things over from Japan to make this thing dominate, and it's just going to take forever. But no, I don't know why people build them other than they're just cheap. Because there's nothing about that rear suspension that makes me excited.
Yeah, they're weird abominations. Like the front end is great. Like front doors forward, great. Behind the front doors and back, just like cut that off and just let it pretend to be a whatever it's supposed to be.
Well, I feel like it was one of those things like they just ended up with a bunch of leftover parts and they didn't move the E30. They're like, okay, we got to do something with this crap. What if we just graft it onto the E36 and then sell it?
Germans make sense.
Coupe. Yeah, no, it'll sell
sport coupe.
But I mean, guys overseas seem to do well with them.
Yeah, it just does it does weird stuff with the rear suspension.
Yeah, because it's like we're which camera am I fucking looking at? Like it's like the old swing axle friggin' Volkswagens. Like every bump changes your swing axle Volkswagen. Every bump changes your caster and camber.
I mean,
Mm.
kind of, but like,
It's not. But
we won't get too nerdy. You're like,
It's close
10%
enough in the
correct.
sense that they only really follow like one arc, and like that wheel is doing this like undulation thing.
Yes. The toe and camber change is a real deal on those. Same thing with Merkur. If anyone's out there
Same-
watching this, don't ride
same thing with
Merkur.
the old Celica. The old Celica had the same problem.
What?
Yeah. The 80s was, everyone was like 15-degree
Yeah.
beam angle, best there is. The 80s was a bad time for independent rear suspension.
It's because everyone's like speed.
I'm trying to think of like,
Speed and stability, and on the highway, it's great. But
Yeah,
if
as
you're
long
trying
as
to
your
do anything-
suspension isn't cycling, you're fine.
yeah,
yeah, which is why when they were popular at road racing, they ran like 900, 1,200 pound per inch wheel rates, so the suspension didn't move, and therefore you don't have a problem.
Right.
You just basically turn it into
Yeah.
a go-kart, which is what you have to do in your rally racing as well.
It's true, but I still want to see Alex's finished product. So it will.
Oh, yeah, for
it will
sure.
be cool. It will make the fun noises. But he's doing his case swap, and like the last time I.
Ooh, he's case swapping it now.
It's like, what's his Instagram handle?
He's case swapping it now.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Where have you been?
Where have you been?
Dry sump
Okay.
case swap.
There was 10 months I didn't even have internet up here because I live in the middle of freaking nowhere.
That is true.
Like solid
You live an hour outside of Seattle, and
That is
that's like
also
the middle of
solid
nowhere.
10 months with no internet. It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean which is hilarious considering you've like the last time we did all this shit, like you were the closest person to a real internet.
I know. We had fiber. It was supposed to be great, but we were all streaming stuff all at the same time. It never worked out.
Dude,
Now I'm on the lives here. and
so
it's
what are you
still-
on now? Are you on DSL?
No, so I'm on the Starlink
Are you
stuff now.
okay, so the Elon Musk is working for you?
Yeah, I got rid of the DSL because it was getting kind of spotty and just slow. The Starlink stuff's not bad. Like,
I think it's
yeah,
rad.
during peak hours, it's kind of it slows down a little
Yeah.
bit, but not nearly as bad as like the DSL was. And if you're really, really feeling the need to give Elon Musk money for like $1,000, you can have like 1 gig internet wherever you want. It's great, but
Good.
I don't have that.
Did you know there's a nautical
Yes,
version of
I do.
Starlink?
Yeah.
Have you looked at the
Yes, I
price for that?
have.
No,
It is
how
ridiculous.
is it?
But
Is it like,
I can't remember if it was like
yeah, it was
10 grand a month or something.
But if for whatever reason you need high-speed internet on the open seas,
that's for people that have like pleasure yachts.
I wouldn't even say it's that. I mean, I don't know. Let's be real. Like, I've been dealing with like cell-based internet, like home internet, for 3 years now, probably 2 to 3 years, and I've finally found like a scenario that works out. But yeah, it's and we're not even like that far out, and it really, really pisses me off.
You're closer than I am.
Oh, I know. Yeah. $5K a month and $10,000 for the equipment. Wow. That is horrible. That is,
Wow.
I mean, good for him. Good for him. But no, I mean, like, I'm really content with the internet that I've finally figured out. I have finally dialed in the child as being the main source of the internet woes. So,
The big one?
the big one. Yeah, the little one doesn't even know what the internet is yet, and we're keeping it that way. But no, he really, like, he would be downloading a game, streaming some Twitch thing, listening to music, playing another game. Like, yeah, no wonder nobody else in the house had any internet. Like, he was just tapping that thing out, and he just had no concept of like data usage. Like last month alone, we went through like 1.5 terabytes.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So
I'm out of beer, so you guys are coming.
that's
with
fine.
me,
You
by
go
the
do
way.
what you got to do.
Cody's low key flexing on us. He's got a full
I
machine
know.
shop in his garage.
I've got my little mini lathe, like like over here
Hold
somewhere.
on. Oh, wait. Hold on. I can do this.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I've
see
got my
the little bandsaw set
like
in the background
my
there. You got a little-
in my vise.
That's the best
a
piece of
class-
equipment I have.
You shut up with your stupid forklift.
Oh, the forklift.
You should have seen the jinky shit I was doing
gave
today,
him
getting that flatbed on old Clifford. So
So I was
Wait till we load
wondering,
up
like,
G8.
do you not have an engine lift?
so I was
Actually,
wondering.
I guess we should. You do?
No, I do.
Okay. Because I can bring one.
Yeah.
Is it super? Are you gonna tell? Bill got a motive.
No.
Oof.
I
Let's not talk about
used that picture.
Let's not talk about
I
that.
totally used that picture as a cautionary tale.
For those that are wondering what Cody is talking about, we were moving a CNC mill in my shop, and one of the machinery skates fell out from underneath it because the shop floor had a slight low spot in it, and we dumped a CNC mill over on its side, and I had to
It
fix
worked
it.
out though. Like it didn't do crazy damage.
Was it like a liquid-filled CNC?
No,
No, that's at least.
no.
An email.
But it was like it bit the ball screws up, and it didn't break any of the castings, or
Yeah.
mess with the tram too much. But I had to take the ball screws out, rebuild it, replace some bearings, replace some end supports, straighten the ball screws. But the cool
Well,
thing is
yeah,
it all
it was
worked
a bunch
great
of new
afterwards.
parts.
So that was nice. Yeah, it was great. I learned a lot about 80 CNC machines at that moment right there. And now it's at a friend's shop running primitive G code and making holes.
I wish I could,
So,
could be
cool.
cool enough to have something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure where I'd put it. Like, I need like a little tiny mill. Have you seen these like 110 friggin' water jets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like
No.
it is the slowest shit that you will ever see. But like I think I could probably take a file and probably do it a little faster. But yeah, you can get like these small little tabled water jets that are 110.
So what brand are you looking at? Because I was actually just researching the Wazer brand ones, and they're not crazy slow. Like they'll totally work, and it's like a 2 foot by 3 foot bed.
See, that's way too big.
It's
Oh.
it's also
yeah,
like $10,000.
I'm not saying it's
Yeah, I mean-
cheap.
You can get
No,
a
you
plasma
can't.
setup for way cheaper than that.
There-
You can get a laser.
There are
Setup
some
or not.
really. I think so.
Not one.
Wazer was the one I was looking at.
Yeah, that was.
But
Yeah.
no,
Those
you're
are the ones
absolutely
I'm
right.
looking
There are some really affordable. Well, I use the word affordable, but not horribly expensive plasma tables.
Yes. You're talking like $2,000 plus your
Yeah.
own plasma torch,
Yeah.
and you're done.
Yeah.
It would be nice. I don't really have the real estate to do that right now, so nor
I don't either.
So
the
cool
amperage
thing-
out here.
I learned recently. Yeah, so with the plasma tables, they have enough. Some of them have a really good Z control, so like depth out of the table control, and you can remove the plasma torch and put a router body on it, and then you can have a CNC router table. So I've now learned after meeting up with people and touring around the Central Oregon area, there's a bunch of overlanding companies in the area. It's a huge deal with vans, campers, trailers, and all of them use their plasma table with a router head attached to, instead of the torch, to cut out all the panels.
Huh.
So they just like slap down a wood table.
Yeah.
They put their panels on top of it, run their CNC router over the top of it, and that's how they do everything. They've got like one corner of the shop that's all their like
That's awesome.
cutting and fabbing, and it's like a
I don't know what I would ever
4x8
route.
plus
I don't do
size
anything with wood.
aluminum sheets.
Yeah.
So anything that's flat,
I guess that's fair.
carbon fiber panels.
Yeah, because I
sandwich
do a
panels,
lot with carbon fiber.
foam. If you wanted to get into mold making, you could do
I don't want to
molds.
get into mold making. Like, I really want to be able to buy things out of a catalog some days. Like,
And now you
conceivably.
can.
I mean, except not. I mean,
Well, you totally-
someday we will say that yes, we can purchase things out of a catalog for things that will go into things that can't be purchased out of a
Well,
catalog.
You can purchase things out of a catalog. It's just one of these catalogs is not in this country, and the other one is. You're fine. You've got
I'm
two
so
catalogs,
conflicted.
you're good.
It's fine. No, you're not wrong. It's just I go through panic attacks with it, so no,
I'm not a good
you are
person to talk to
horrible.
about
I
that,
do
'cause
really
I'm probably
appreciate,
very
however,
inside.
your like. I do appreciate your knowledge, so that's why I continue to put myself through that. Like, what it is? You have knowledge.
You
No,
air quoted
did I
knowledge.
air quote knowledge. Oh, maybe I'm so used to being behind a like
Yes.
a non. No, you have knowledge.
to not being seen.
Yeah, not being seen in my meetings. Oops, shit. No, you do. I mean, like, no, I was like pointing. It was just like a 2-finger point. We'll just say that. No, I do appreciate your vast information and knowledge, because I wouldn't even know where to start. So that is generally why I still like ping you about stupid things about cars. Because let's be real, my vast knowledge is very slim. Of a yellow banana. I can tell you how to fucking put an EJ in a RX-7 though, like lickety split, man.
For all of like.
I have now
That's-
had like 3 people send me messages on Instagram saying they have done it, and they have sent me videos of their shit running. And
That's
yeah,
rad.
no, it is super cool. I'm like a trendsetter, but not really. One guy was actually the one that got me to do the BRZ 6-speed. Like, because he just
Nice.
went with that out of the gate.
Like drivetrain and transmission?
No,
Like
no,
motor
he did an
transmission or just the
EJ22 with a
transmission?
BRZ 6-speed like I did. And so he sent me pictures of like his cut bell housing, because you got to cut the engine, which is really like it was a moment. Like you needed to like just kind of like stop yourself, like, okay, I am cutting into my engine with a bandsaw. And you know, it was just lots of small little cuts and small little nibbles, and like put the transmission back in there, and oh, okay, it still fits, and then the starter and stuff like that. So, but no, he was the one. Like I had seen like one other guy on YouTube that put like an H6 in front of a BRZ 6-speed, and then what did I put it in? It was like the SUS, like the sport utility sedan. It was like a 90s weird model Subaru. They called it the sport utility sedan. It was like it was an Outback
Oh,
sedan.
yeah. Yeah, it was an Outback Legacy sedan. Those are cool.
Yeah, they are cool. But so that was he was like, oh, it fits, and I was like, oh shit, like I need to sit down and like pencil this out. And so that was when Richard Richard Nile had a buddy who was selling one, and there you go. And that was like right after that test day that I just ripped everything out and went for it.
Nice.
And now it's awesome. And 6 speeds are awesome.
Didn't you have a
Yeah, ever
BRZ
so
last year at
briefly,
one
with
point?
just like a seized motor that I was actually impressed of. Like I've never seen a
Yeah.
motor not move to this level. Like,
So, how much did you end up getting for that car?
oh, I think I got it.
Curious.
Like I want to say I paid like $4,500, and then I got 45 out of it. The really scary part is when you started Googling the VIN and the fact that it came from like a tow yard auction or salvage auction or something like that. All the nose is missing. And yeah, there was, we'll just call that a bad idea. Like, I love the BRZ and I would really, really love to own one. And that is realistically the only way that I will ever own one is if I can replace the engine. Fun fact, the engine costs as much as the car did.
Yeah, Derek Nelson just bought a BRZ engine to rebuild for a spare for his car.
No, they're not cheap. Like a runner was like $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, why don't you just put like an EJ22 in there at that
It
point?
had crossed my mind, but no, at that point, no. Like that's just, it's like bastardizing the poor thing. Like, here, take away 100 horsepower and
Hold on, the guy that put a Subaru engine in an
I know,
RX-7
I know.
is upset at
yeah, no, I know. Welcome to where I have some standards. Like I can't
man.
put like old technology and new technology in newer technology. See? And I just put newer technology in old technology. But it didn't have anything when it showed up. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Sweet irony. Yes, I know, Kevin. It is.
I know. Well, that's fine. You're putting a Ford engine into a Volvo. So.
That is the game plan. We will. That is the current plan.
It's the current plan.
What was that? Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. After all my other projects, like the international. Like I forgot to put that thing back together.
Super
Clifford.
jealous of the internet.
I forgot you bought like
Oh my
every
god!
kid's
Like it's
favorite
the
vehicle.
fucking coolest. It's a 7-speed fucking manual. It's just like this grumbly old piece of shit. Just that you go down the road, but it was an old fire truck. So it used to carry a water truck on it. It's got 80,000 miles on it.
Oh, I didn't know it was so little. I thought it was like one something, but 80,000 miles.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
If you sell it, I call first
Yeah, it's
dibs.
cool. No, I as soon as I kind of figure out what I'm gonna do, like, so I got the flatbed on today, and I was just staring at it for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It's like, that was the sketchiest shit I've ever done. Like, my fucking tractor was like back wheel just sitting there spinning. Like, okay, this is not officially touching the ground anymore. Ratchet straps, because I don't have chains, gentlemen. Ratchet straps for the win.
I would have ratcheted.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, no, you would have used a freaking forklift like a real person.
Okay. So my forks,
And it would have gotten
That's true.
stuck in the grass.
yes, my forks aren't long enough. They're only they're the short forks, whatever the standard length ones. I need to find myself some orchard forks. The orchard forks.
So
are
pro tip,
twice long.
Pro tip.
Okay, what's the pro tip?
if you're lifting something super long, like a flatbed bed with a short forklift, what you do is you've got the 4-foot tall section on the base of the forks.
Yep.
Right? That's attached to like the little carrier area. You just run a ratchet strap from the top of that to the far end of what you're picking up, and then you lift it up with that.
Yeah, no, I do that.
And that's Farmer Bob telling me how to get stuff done. It'll work.
Yeah, no, that would have probably been like OSHA approved compared to what I did today. So
I wish you would have like set up a GoPro or
yeah,
what you were doing.
it would.
How sketchy it was.
What?
So did I ever send you? I think I sent Matt pictures of this, but Robert, did I ever send you pictures of how I trim the trees in a part of my truck?
God.
No.
Okay. Everyone pull up a chair. I drove the forklift into the gravel where I parked my truck, raised it up like 10 feet. No. 16 feet. Grabbed my 16-foot ladder, put it up next to it, climbed on top of the forks, and then used a pole saw to cut the limbs that I couldn't reach because they were too tall.
Yeah, it was pretty sketchy. If you go back through our messages with the media, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's in there. That wasn't the sketchy part, or that's not the part I got hurt. Later that night, because it was like 90 degrees or whatever, I keep my dog downstairs when it's hot so she doesn't like die of heat stroke upstairs. Walked over the baby gate at the bottom of the stairs and then tripped and fell down the steps and almost broke my leg.
Yeah. But you did get a sweet cane out of the deal.
I did, and I only got to use it 2 days before
I
I
just
was
think you should
good
start
enough to
using your
walk.
cane indefinitely.
It's carbon fiber. Yeah. It's very light.
Yeah. I just
canes are more expensive than people think.
I just think you should be like that guy that uses a cane all the time.
Oh, so Olympus 2016 or 17. Kara Holm was the registrar. Yeah. And she had hurt her back. And I was texting her for weeks before the event. She's like, I can barely walk. I'm going to have to get a cane. This sucks. I can't move. And, okay, hold on. Someone's asking why I'm the only one drinking.
I think Robert's drinking. I had fizzy water. And I mean, we'll call it poor man's LaCroix. It's because I don't drink alcohol anymore, so.
What? Okay. I've never even heard of that brand.
Winco.
Wait, what brand? Yeah, the cheap stuff.
Winco has their own brand now.
Oh wait, wrong camera. But yeah,
For me, that's the right camera. For YouTube, it's the wrong camera.
Because I need to be fucking complicated. Nah, it's poor man's LaCroix. I love fizzy water and coffee.
All right.
I tried fizzy water plain after coffee because that's how you're to cleanse the palate with your espresso type of deal.
Interesting. Is anybody else affected by the sriracha shortage? I'm just throwing that out there.
No, not at all.
No, because no one here buys sriracha. The shelves are packed.
Nice.
Dude, when you come visit me, buy all the sriracha possible.
It's weird.
There's a little town just north of me. Their entire sriracha section was packed.
Oh my god, no! I'm so I have been rationing that shit. It's too much. Okay.
I don't care about to want that. Okay, let me finish this story. I'm almost to the end. So
okay, sorry, go.
She doesn't want to deal with people at registration because all of us competitors are kind of a pain in the ass at registration because none of us are prepared. So, me being the great friend I am,
you are.
Go on Amazon and buy her a cane. And then I send her a text of what kind of alcohol do you like? What can I get you for alcohol? And she's like, oh, well, lately I've been drinking Trace bourbon. I'm like, okay, cool, I can do that. I'll also bring you a 6-pack of beer because you'll need it. So I brought her a cane, which was not a normal cane. You unscrew the top, and all these little test tubes came out. It held probably a pint of fluid throughout the whole cane.
Okay.
I filled all.
Like that started to
filled
go
all
somewhere. I was
the-
like, what bodily fluids are we putting in the
it's a
test tubes?
Test tubes, human fluids.
So did she drink all the things? Did you fill it full of all the booze? And Cody is frozen.
You can't tell because Cody's Starlink is doing great.
But yeah,
Yvonne was like
yeah.
not PG-13
Cody's
anymore.
talking about drink. God dang, Cody. You're yeah. Anyways, so
dude,
so on
I'm enjoying
on
my video changing sides this entire time.
the, okay, on
By
the
the way.
on the Tapatio thing.
So,
Now,
okay.
have you ever put sriracha? Do you like sriracha? Let's start with that.
Do I?
Robert,
Me?
anybody?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Have you used it on like Mexican food? Like it is not only
Yeah.
an Asian hot sauce in my opinion. Like it goes well with so many things.
I have not used sriracha on Mexican food.
I use it like on damn near everything anymore. Like it is a
So
well-diversed condiment.
speaking of just hot sauces, Cholula is my favorite hot sauce because it's
Oh, Cholula's good.
slightly better. Dude, it's better than Tapatio because Tapatio reached the point where everyone had it in the restaurants, and it's like I got burned out on Tapatio.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
So the El Tap is a different flavor. It's a little bit spicier than Cholula, a bit more on the vinegar side. Our hot sauce, our drawer of our fridge, our entire door is filled with hot sauce. And we've got like hot sauce, not we, it's only a me thing, where it's like hot sauce for
Oh
a
yeah,
specific.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And also, what flavor of Cholula, Cody?
Just a normal like Cholula. I didn't know there was more than one flavor.
Yeah. There's a chili lime. There's a chipotle.
Yeah.
There's four. I think there's 4 flavors of Cholula.
I just go with the original.
You gotta live in a place that has more than just the original,
Yeah,
bro.
but
That and the art.
but seriously, Cody lives in the middle of nowhere.
No, okay, so
You say that he lives so close to Seattle.
He lives
You
closer
can't
to
say that.
Canada.
I live closer to Canada.
He can run up and get
Uh,
some like ketchup potato chips. Like probably easier than sriracha at this point.
I'm actually, I'm closer to the border than I am to Seattle from where
Yeah.
I am.
There are 8 flavors of.
Love that you
What?
looked that up.
Okay, see that? I did not know
Love
there was
that
that
you
many.
looked that up.
That's awesome though. Okay, so here I need your thoughts / inputs on the Clifford the Big Red Truck on my game plan. So the box truck,
Shoot.
the current box truck, just lives in a world of constantly full of rally crap, and I hate that. Like, because then I can never use my truck for anything else. So that was the game plan with the big truck was flatbed, right, with some bedsides, and but then for rally stuff, what I would like to try to figure out is some sort of box apparati that like I can use some forks and put on, and then ratchet that down, and then load it up with rally shit and then lock it up. The box is the part that I'm like confused / maybe not confused, but like what's a Hooper trailer? I don't know. What's a
What?
Hooper trailer?
So
What the heck is a Hooper
I don't
trailer?
know.
Someone,
I'm gonna Google it, and it's probably scary, but what is it? All right, apparently I can't do it.
what is Jeremy going on?
Hooper trailer.
Oh, dude, ketchup chips where it's at, dude. Jeremy, Old Dutch ketchup chips,
I've never had a ketchup
pinnacle
chip,
of food.
but no,
We
that's
also don't rally in
true.
Canada, so
I'm scared of maple syrup or something like that. All right, you got to elaborate on the Hooper trailer.
They
thing,
do have
'cause
maple
I don't
syrup
know,
chips,
like,
too.
I'm looking up Hooper trailers, and it's just a bunch of a trailer guy. All right,
Is that who that is?
I already
Is it
have
Hooper's
a trailer.
trailer?
I already have a flatbed trailer. Yeah.
Oh, Matt, why don't you just buy Tiny from John Lane?
No, I don't want. Like, I am aware of
Okay.
Tiny. Wait. Oh,
Explain.
wait, Tiny.
Before my
What
time.
is Tiny? Yeah.
It's the cab over. It's a giant cab over diesel box truck that he used
Yeah.
for a service
Yeah.
rig. It's dope. It is the coolest thing ever.
Is that where that
What was it though?
William Timmons has? Does he stop that?
Who?
William Timmons had a really cool cab over box truck for a while. I think he
Oh
might
yes,
still have it.
his Detroit diesel. Fuck, what was that thing? Yes, I know what you're talking about.
That I wanted that for a long time, and then William.
Yeah, no, that thing was rad. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
two-stroke
yeah.
Detroit diesel,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
oh,
I need something with a two-stroke.
No, like
Detroit diesel.
I'm in love with this straight six sound of this stupid International. Like I don't know, like I know straight sixes are supposed to be very harmonically balanced and stuff like that. Like, man, it just sits there and just like, I just fucking love it. Versus like my the diesel in my van, which is the V8 6.5 turbo, it just sounds like a rattly fucking rat's nest. I don't know. I just
what year is your band? Is the
98.
is the GMC? Yeah, that's not like a great.
No,
motor by
but
any
it was
stretch
low
of the
miles.
imagination.
It's a fantastic motor.
They were okay.
It ran like 60,000 miles. They're
Okay,
great.
my van.
How many transmissions
Zero.
have you been through on that?
It's the 4L80E.
It's got no miles.
Yeah,
on
it's
it.
got 100. It's got 102,000 miles.
So, my dad had that truck. He had the pickup truck version with the non-turbo version of that motor, and it had
That
the
would
700
fucking
R
blow
Ford
up.
transmission.
Oh my god,
That blew
like,
up all the time, and it had when we sent it to the junkyard, it had 750,000 miles on it.
Nice. That's awesome.
No joke. It was a 92.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I mean, so the game plan is to
Yeah.
get rid of the box truck after I get the big red truck up and going. So,
Clifford truck.
but no, it's fun to friggin' lumber down the freeway. Like it cruises at like 65 just fine. It's got the PTO cruise control, so you just pull out the little knob and twist it, and yeah. So
Oh yeah.
it's
It's like
exactly
a
what
throttle
it is.
lock.
It's a cable attached to the throttle, and it just holds it. So don't press the
Yeah.
brake expecting to stop.
Yeah.
But it four-wheel disc brakes and like
Basically a Ferrari.
basically a Ferrari. It's basically, but no, I like the inner 6-year-old in me. Like every time I drive that thing around, it's just it's so much fun. And then Cece has a blast in it. I just throw her car seat in there and we just go driving around.
That's awesome. Do you ever just start in the lowest gear just so that you could shoot 4 times through an intersection?
No, because
Yeah.
that's obnoxious. Like, I think the synchros are getting tired, which is kind of sad for only 80,000 miles.
Yeah, it's a fire truck, so I assume it was a hard 80,000.
Yeah, I mean, it was a water truck, so, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, you're not supposed to use
you
the
are,
clutch when you're
because it is
shifting.
a synchro tranny. Yeah.
No, you just
No.
you just let it float.
Not according to Spicer.
You just double clutch it. Let it float. Have you asked Larry yet?
No, I have not asked Larry, but that's okay. He would tell me that I needed a cat engine.
Are you familiar with the racing series
Champ
called Champ Truck?
No.
no. Oh, yes, because you told me.
So It's this like magical unknown race. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but they run on road courses with single-axled, dually set up
fucking awesome.
semi-trucks with massive turbochargers on them. And they're absolutely amazing, but you should build up your truck as a champ truck style truck.
No.
They ran at PIR one year, and it was amazing because they were like, you could hear the turbos surging because they have massive turbos all the way down the straightaway, and you're like, this cannot be good for the motors or the turbochargers at all.
It's fine.
No, it's fine.
It's not good noises.
No.
So, okay. Speaking of diesels and turbos, my first gen, the turbo is like getting kind of worn out.
Yeah.
250,000 miles. Yeah. So the first gen turbos didn't have wastegates, but the second gen turbos do, and that's what everyone gets because they spool a little faster and lower EGT temps.
Well, and didn't they have like the variable? What year did they start doing like the variable vane something?
I thought that's when they went to the 24 now.
Okay, maybe. I don't follow the Dodges. I don't follow anything, quite frankly.
Honestly, I get so frustrated because nothing electrically works in the truck, and it's frustrating.
Fortunately, you don't need that.
No, but I do if I want to know, like, none of the gauges work anymore. I have no idea how much fuel is in my truck.
Well, so you just always keep a 5-gallon
I just fill it
bucket
until
around. I don't know.
it's actually I do keep a 5-gallon back. I helped Kara and Aaron move to Bend, and on the way back we ran out of fuel like half hour outside of town, and I have not heard the end of it.
Is yours is at least an electric fuel pump, right? Or is it mechanical? No, I mean like the lift pump.
Mechanical.
The lift pump's mechanical.
Lift pump. Lift pump is mechanical.
Yeah, that's not fun. At least
it is not self-bleeding.
At least my International
side.
has a fucking prime pump, like on the side of the fucking diesel pump. You just sit there and
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
yeah.
Oh, mine has a mechanical pump. So the problem is you run out. There's air in all the lines. You have to fill it with fuel, jump under the hood, find the mechanical pump, push the little plunger down until it gets pressure, and then you have to crack all of the fuel lines and crank it to bleed all the lines, and then tighten them all up, and then you're on your way.
Yeah.
So I think with 15 minutes of running out of fuel, we were back on the road. The nice part was I was towing the enclosed trailer, so all of my tools were in the trailer still. So that worked out.
I mean, once you get 2 or 3 of them going, you can just kind of do the other ones on the fly.
Yeah, they kind of self.
No, you still crack them.
Eventually.
You just.
Well, yeah, they bleed at a much faster.
They're running like crap.
You're just cranking over the motor.
It's fine.
I just crack all of them. You crank it for like a couple seconds.
So anyway,
tighten them
so
all up.
if you think of some sort of like box, like I've even thought of like getting like an old trailer, like a utility trailer, just as like a frame, and then build something, even wood on it. I've also seen this thing about like, what do they call it, poor man's fiberglass or something like that, where you use a welding blanket and then lay resin on it.
Oh, so you can get those. I mean, it's not poor man's, but I guess it's poor man's fiberglass. You can get those fiberglass welding blankets.
Yeah.
But the cheap way of doing it is you buy emergency fire blankets because they're slightly cheaper than the welding blankets, and they're still fiberglass. I have a few of them. And they have fancy bags.
Yeah. Well. Anyways.
Oh, Colbert's
that
screen messed up.
Yeah, Colbert's
so
back to normal. You froze for a while. Yeah.
Oh, I did? I may have just been
No.
like not moving at all.
I mean, you are
Okay.
not that still of an individual.
Okay, I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
really, I was trying to tame it
You're
down a
fine,
little bit
you're
these
fine.
times, but
All right. So,
My dog is laying in a pile of metal shavings, and I
oh, that poor dog.
have her lay in a pile. She's got a nice bed in the shop, and she
Yeah, that makes good
refuses
sense.
to sit on it. But her butt is covered in aluminum. Come back! Let me get the stuff out here.
So, Pacific Northwest Classic Rally.
yeah. No one knows what's going on with that, but we
We
all
are
wait in
including-
anticipation.
Get on!
Yeah. I
Wait, I can't hear.
can't hear what. Oh,
Oh,
doggo.
hi there. She looks
Yeah.
terrified, Cody.
She doesn't like being in the shop.
Then why are you in the shop?
Is this,
This is
that's
Sadie.
where Dad is.
She's old, cranky.
Hey, doggo.
Hi, cutie pie.
Doggo. Yeah, so I think it's a beautiful idea as long as it doesn't screw up anything else. Like, I mean, I fully support rally in any form, and to whoever wants to do it or bring it or whatever. But like, as long as it doesn't mess up things that are already going on here.
I guess what is your fear of it messing up? Like, what do you think it would mess up?
I mean, Steve only gets so
basically just
many
road permission.
events a year, and if something else starts taking something, then I don't know. I mean, like, that's just my like pessimistic look towards things. It's just always it's always a concern that somebody it'll come in and kind of take like tour de force, right, or something. But I don't know any of that to be true, and we will just have to wait and see. But it is a cool.
I mean, what if?
It's a cool idea.
Go for it.
I just would love a little more information.
So they keep saying,
Yeah, I
it's
think-
like, look up the rules for the Africa Safari Rally, and it's like, great, the classic East Africa Safari Rally, awesome. Looked up their rules. The rules are actually pre-Group B rules,
Yeah.
1986 and older. So that's great. If that's what you want to do, awesome. Let's do that. But the problem is, there's all this like mixed messages, and the organizers are putting out this information of, well, maybe we'll allow these older naturally aspirated Subarus in, like the 2.5 RSs, and it's like, no. Like, if you want to emphasis on pre-Group B, let's just make it pre-Group B.
Right.
Like, I think what they're trying to do is include too many people because they're worried that by limiting it, they're not going to have enough entries. But personally, what I would like to see, do you guys follow Rally Legends at all? Like the actual Rally Legends? So basically, it's an event in Robert. Remember, it's like Monte.
Robert, where is it?
Let me
Quick,
look at actually.
fact check me.
I want to say it's in like Monte Carlo somewhere. Yeah. So, but basically, it's a rally of like all these old, like notable rallies.
Wait, so
Like Ken Block's done it at Escort, but it's like vintage rally cars, Group B cars, pre-Group B cars, post-Group B cars, like all the Rally 1 cars that are like all the old Citroens and the Focuses and like all the cool stuff, like legendary rally cars. Basically, everything other than modern WRC cars are there. That's what would be cool, especially as somebody who owns a GTX. That's a historic rally car that
technically
takes a lot of effort. Yeah,
I mean, yours technically isn't a historic rally car either because you put a Miata motor in it.
I did not. It is not a Miata motor. It is a Ford.
I don't know anything about
It's a
Mazdas.
Ford Escort motor. I mean, to be fair, the factory engine's the Miata motor.
Oh. You put an Escort motor in it? Anyway, so Rally Legends happens in San
Okay.
Marino, Italy.
Ah, there we go.
So-
So it's in Italy. It's all tarmac. I
Is
think.
that the
Pretty
one
sure.
where they always have like the little chute and they've got like the bales of hay and they're like, it's like very low risk racing? What am I thinking of?
No, you're thinking of.
Very pretty.
I think you're thinking of Goodwood.
Good one?
Like,
Are you thinking of, of the hill climb or like the
No,
tarmac?
it's always like, it always seems like it's on this like paved road with grass on each side, and it's just like
That's
low
good.
risk. Low risk if
It very well could be. I mean, there's
that's totally.
Rally Legends. There's like people that run it super hard and people that run it very casually, and they're super nice rally cars.
But I mean, the cars that compete are fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, you literally see everything.
Yeah, it also brings up the interesting problem, I guess, of the fact that it's an ARA sanctioned event.
Yes.
And because it's ARA sanctioned, it does not allow historic FIA cars because the cages do not meet their requirements.
Correct.
So you are limiting a massive amount of cars that could and probably would compete, even in the United States and even abroad, that can't compete because their cages aren't legal. And no one's going to take a historic Escort and upgrade the cage. Because why would they do that? Because they can compete. They have to keep the cages period correct to compete in the European FIA historic events, or I guess the worldwide FIA historic events. So you're like in this really weird spot of
and
how
I'm
do you
sure
make that
as
work out?
Anders would be happy to bust out a spreadsheet and tell you of true classic car entries, as we have discussed on the side. Yeah, it doesn't happen. It's not a thing here. Like, you want to go run an old Porsche, you just run an old Porsche. Like, you don't need a classic event to go do that in. I don't know. So, I hope that works out, and I really hope it is as awesome as they expect it to be. I really do, because I would love to see some cool old shit around here, but there is just not a lot of cool old shit around here that I know of. And I mean, maybe I fully admit I live in a bubble and I am like the worst rally fan on the planet.
I mean, cool old shit up there, but it's few and far between. And the guys that have it don't want to drive them, or the guys that drive them compete in different forms of racing. Like, so whatever happened,
I think those cars, if you could
okay, you go
for it, Cody.
whatever happened to that 911 that competed in the Northwest that also does Baja?
God. That thing was
Like, whatever happened to
It left the state high rate of speed and went through the stumps.
Oh no.
No, but I thought it got fixed.
I don't know if it ever got fixed.
Because I thought they had more than one. Like, those guys, that car would totally fit
Yeah.
in what they're looking for. Like, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, there's a test day that it left the stage at a very high rate of speed through the stumps.
Yes, so there was that test day. Because that was the same test day that Don and I also explored the stumps in the GTX.
Well, yeah, and that's the same test day that I think Cody blew up the driveline on the Volvo.
Yes.
Wait, how did he do that?
No,
How did he do
Good
that? I
test
thought it
day.
was the
Cody-
big 4D Cono line one.
no, so Cody blew that up at Olympus.
Cody never finished an
driveline?
event.
Yeah.
No.
You know, the driveline definitely blew up at a test day because I was in the car.
And the rest of the things
Yeah.
Cody entered was like nonstop ECU issues.
Yeah.
But the first one, I think the first event was the brakes, the brake bleeders, and the brake crossover tubes, and the rear kept on getting broken off.
Yeah.
So I know were brakes, and you fixed that, and then the ECU started acting up, and that's been like, for all those out there on the internet, all 8 currently watching, don't run a car that uses screw terminals to hold the wires into the ECU.
Yeah.
There are better
Yeah.
options now.
There's not
doing that.
That's the pinnacle of. I gotta support all the terrible.
Electromotive automotive
Are they
excellence.
even a thing anymore?
Yes, they
Oh,
are,
God.
and it's terrifying. They are like really big in the road racing historics world, and
really,
it's
like,
bizarre.
It's pretty common. It's
Wait. So are they of the same style? Like friggin'. Oh.
No,
Most
they have
likely.
slightly updated them.
Oh my God, that's awesome. No, I feel for the dude. Like, that thing was just his pure nemesis.
Yeah. I mean, when he was running, he was fast.
I
blast.
briefly.
Tons
He
of fun.
took me for one ride because he was storing it out here for a while, and he took me for one drive in that thing. I have never sat in a car that pulled that fucking hard. Like, I have never.
Yes.
Like, I have
That is-
not sat in a lot of like really fast cars in my life, but like the $100 bill on the dash challenge, like that kind of like, it was an ungodly amount of just.
40 to 100 miles an hour, that car is probably the fastest. By all means, is the fastest car from 40 to 100 I've ever been
it
in
was
my entire life.
absolutely
great.
ludicrous.
It is absolute, and that's
Yeah.
one shift. That's
So, what?
that's one shift. So you go,
Just second to third gear, and you get. That's it.
Yeah.
yeah. I think second gear is probably good to like 80 miles an hour
Probably.
plus
'Cause
in
I
that
think
car.
it-
So that's what broke the drive line, was the 2-3 shift at the test day on the straightaway,
Doing.
and that was it
Everybody
broke. Yeah, it broke the U joint. Actually,
did-
was what broke.
I
on
didn't
that, so.
look at my car for a month after that. I parked the trailer at Go Bright's house, and I just didn't think about it because I was so frustrated with myself that I ripped 3 of the 4 wheels off and spent all that time and effort to get it on stage just to ball it up. It was a really shitty experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to join you in that club.
So it's
It really is.
That brings up a topic that we all privately talk about.
Okay. Whoa,
Like-
Cody, we're not supposed to talk about that. No, joke. Oh my God.
So the way I process it is I don't want to look at it until I get the motivation to look at it, or like the.
Okay, you're gonna
Like,
need to
the-
fill me in because like
yeah.
my brain is going places you don't want it to go.
That's fine. So basically, like that instance of ripping 3 of the 4 wheels off the rally car that I bought and hadn't even just drove on stage for 4 runs, then got a little too excited.
You did an event.
It took. No, this was before that event. Actually,
Oh.
I've 2 events since then. But no, it was the whole like getting it running, and then destroying it before competing in it, and then just not wanting to look at it because I was so frustrated with myself. And then that hurdle of getting over that frustration to put it back together, spend the money, make it to the event that I was originally planning on making it to. Like, all of that was a very good learning experience of just like how I process emotions, because it was literally all of the emotions all jammed into like, I think it was like a 3-month period.
No, that's solid. Like I fear my first real big off. Like I don't know what. Like you want to just see a poor man like friggin' collapse, and I promise it won't be in that car because I will never drive that thing fast enough to do something stupid to. The 12 years I've invested in the friggin' thing.
I will. If you need.
But you're not slow
I
in that
am
car. You're quick.
not.
You actually have got. You've gotten comfortable at faster speeds.
Well,
Higher speeds.
I mean, like you, what was the old thing? Like you learn to drive a slow, fast car, a slow
Drive
car
a car.
fast or something like that.
That's why I have small motorcycles.
Yeah, no, totally. But no, I mean, like I don't feel I'll ever like heavily risk things and like, commit to corners that I feel, I don't know. Like I don't think I'll ever wad it up. It would have to be something really, really stupid for me to wad it up. The other car,
That's fair.
I can go wad that thing up and not give a shit.
You won't get out of it though.
Yeah.
The new car?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like this needs to be like a quick build because I don't want to grow emotionally attached to it. However, it is my hero car, so.
That's
Searching Craigslist for cheap G5s right now.
Is that the key? Start slow, stay slow. Then 12 years later, no. So what you do is you come up with a horrible idea, okay? Like, and it didn't even involve alcohol. Like, I would like to say I was just snockered out of my brain. I was like, oh yeah, let's put an EJ in a friggin' RX-7. No, it was. I was so poor because I was in engineering school, and that's all I did. And so like this car, I used to make the joke. It's like my sanity is in the garage, and I visited it on the weekends. This was the thing that like helped me deal with 100 plus hours of engineering school and homework and all that crap. And so no, I feel I've learned. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Dylan was a great individual to ride with at the test day because he taught me a lot about notes. Like, I am pure garbage at writing notes. Like, so bad.
That's the one thing that I feel okay at. Like, okay, so if you want to make it through a rally, the best advice I could give you is don't use my notes because they're so aggressive because of the way you drive my car that you will probably die.
Yeah, your car is like flat out in every gear.
Everything. Yes.
Yeah.
And so if I was to drive to someone like Tour de Forest, I drove to Jeff's notes. Jeff's notes are way more conservative than mine. I was way slower because I was like, oh, I could have totally kept it flat through these corners.
Oh, when you ran yours, you took his, or I guess they were yours, but.
So when I drove and Kiko drove and we flopped seats, we his notes because I had flown in from Vegas like midnight the day before. I tried to do the like cool like fly in for an event right after an event, and it
after SEMA.
Right.
You gotta go to SEMA
after 3 days of drinking and not much sleep. Also, pretty sure I was sick at this point. It was fine.
No, I don't know. Like my notes are weird. Like I do undercall corners sometimes in an effort to simplify.
Keep yourself.
Yeah, more to simplify. Like, okay, I could overly detail a corner, right? With everything, or whatever I would call everything. Or I can go like one notch slower and be able to drive through it and kind of more catch and see what what I can see. Drive what you see, but with a little bit of notes. Right? So that's my horrible way of doing notes.
I think that's, to be fair, that's how a lot of regional guys do notes. Because a lot of people go through the effort of like practicing notes or just like driving around making. Because for them, they don't care.
Yeah.
They're out to have fun,
Yeah,
so
sure.
it doesn't matter. I'll just do it with them.
I mean, also, we should come down to the fact that I go through co-drivers like a revolving door. So
That doesn't help.
that doesn't help.
Have you had like the same co-driver for 2 events in a row?
2 people.
Is Matt or
Matt Oram, he did 2 events with me, and my brother-in-law when we first started. Other than that, no. It has been a new co-driver at every single event. It's okay. It's okay. I would really love to find a fucking co-driver.
as far as trips go, I think I've only ever been with one driver 3 events in a row. That's the most I've been in a car with somebody.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna go confirm that, but that sounds about right.
Gotta go check your EWRC stats.
Yeah.
Well, I have a spreadsheet also.
Thank you to Dirtfish, our
Yeah,
sponsor
right.
Dirtfish, for buying out or not buying out, but supporting EWRC, so we can look at our stats from a decade and a half ago to relive the memories of the good old days.
Thank
Man,
you.
no joke. Okay, Alex, yeah, Christina, Brian, William, Matt Oram, Teresa, and then Mike Mozak. So Matt Oram did Wild West with me and Mount Hood, and then my original co-driver, my brother-in-law at the time. So, and then the revolving door.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, Matt, let me know if you need a co-driver. I can hook you up with one of my graduates from the No Pro Co-Driving Academy.
No, the what?
the No Pro.
The No Pro Co-Driving.
No Pro.
So, there was a time when I was drinking a lot, and just an evening, particular
Sure.
evening, where I made a post on the old Facebooks
This wasn't that long.
about the No Pro Co-Driving Academy.
This was pretty recent, like within the last year.
Oh,
It was like within the last
Fair
2 or
enough.
3 months. Probably one of my greatest
okay.
things ever
I
done on the
laughed.
internet.
We all laughed. It was great. It was hilarious to follow.
No, it's not a popular take, but there's a lot of people out there that want to get paid for co-driving, which is cool on them. I'm going to probably catch a lot of flack for this. Don't really care. But there's a lot of people who want to get paid for events that have zero or very little experience to make that a worthwhile
agree with you.
investment.
I think 95% of the drivers out there would agree.
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I'm not gonna lie. If somehow I could get paid to do all of this, I would probably do it. But
Okay. So, to give context to some of this, I just had a similar conversation with a driver. Basically, as a co-driver, if I tell you I charge, it's because I don't trust you, or I don't necessarily want to be in the car with you.
Interesting.
And so if you're going to pay me to do the event, then at least it's worthwhile to me. But if I'm willing to do it for free or expenses, then it's because I'm willing to put the effort in on my term, and it's because I enjoy being a part of that. Also, fucking Jamie charged Dave so much money every event. I don't know why Dave pays him.
I don't know.
Jamie makes like 50 grand in whatever fake money they use up
We
nowhere.
We don't need to get into people.
Per event,
We-
50 grand minimum, plus some
They
cheese.
bring a good. They
Wait, isn't he
They,
lactose
do,
intolerant?
they really
I think
bring
he's
a
lactose
good
intolerant.
cheese board. I do like the Clarks for their snacks. I mean, I like the Clarks in general, but
Yeah, that's
That's if you've had a cheese board with the Clarks, it's because
Mhm.
Cody and I have bought snacks for the
because we've
Clarks.
done that before.
Dude, so the last rally at Oregon Trail, I was co-driving and I went to the store and bought a bunch of snacks. We bought like all this charcuterie, some sliced deli meat, some nice stuff. It was beautiful. It was absolutely wonderful.
This is why I come over and graze all the time.
Yeah, but Jeremy, just so you're listening, it's not because of Jamie. We're not talking about
The Canadians were a lovely folk. We love them.
I enjoy Jamie.
Don't you know?
They smell so sweet like me.
No, like this is a little secret with co-drivers. Some co-drivers, if they tell you that they charge, it's because they don't necessarily want to do the event with you. They just want it worth their time.
I mean, that's valid.
There's several co-drivers out there that I know that do that, and it's it's a good. And so I've done that, and it's like you're new and have a really bad record of crashing.
Yeah,
I'll definitely run you, but I charge this much a day.
Yeah, again, I wish I could get paid to do it, but nobody's gonna pay me to show up in a fucking banana. So, banana hammock possibly, but not a banana.
Yeah, I think we all bring when we do events for free. We are all like we do it for the love of the sport. Number one, we do it because we like the people we're with. We also bring certain skills to events like mechanical aptitude, understanding events, getting them through, driver training, whatever it may be, understanding how things are done. We're really like we have our day jobs. This is just our fun hobby.
Yeah, and I mean, the way I think about it is the driver carries the bulk of the financial strain because they're the ones putting the money into the car. Almost always they're the ones paying the entry fee and booking hotels. And I enjoy co-driving. I enjoy riding in the car, so I don't want to add to that financial burden by being like, oh, I want this much money in a day per the events just to sit in the car with you to have just as much fun as you're having. Like, for me, I'm not going to charge you to do that. For some people, I'm willing to split costs or talk about splitting costs or pay my portion, or it's all dependent on the driver and the situation. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't going to charge you $100 an event to co-drive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that do it really competently that won't charge you to do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There was a
Godspeed to the people that can charge for it. But then it turns into a job. Yeah. And then is it really as fun? I'm going to say no. But
no.
Because I've talked to co-drivers who get burned out on it, when you're trying to turn it into a real job.
Oh yeah, it's a pain in the butt trying to find rides and trying to stay relevant and be in cars. Like, it's as somebody that was trying to do it for free, essentially.
Yeah.
I was burned out on it. But I mean, I don't know. There was a two-wheel drive Max Attack team group meme after Olympus about how Glenn Ray and I were the ones. It was like Glenn Ray and I and co-drivers that charge to be in cars, and I'm like, man, I didn't know that I charged to be in cars.
You are very expensive. So
apparently
expensive that we can't even.
With the regional guys, I'm seen as like, oh, you're like a higher up co-driver, and I'm like, I have never charged to be in a car ever.
I usually take a week off of work before the event to prep the car.
Robert is like next level because like not only does he co-drive, he gets the fucking car ready.
So that's
you bring a car to an event that will not pass tech. I'll get it through tech.
Man, if I'm not like to some level of prep like a month prior, like I'm already in pure panic mode. So Which, speaking of which, when the
Yeah,
hell
I
is
recently
Olympus?
did an event with somebody who was extremely prepared, and it was weird. I did not know what to think of that. It was quite bizarre. It was nice. It was just weird.
So
I was not ready for that.
Adam Cohorn at Olympus. Like, that car is super well sorted. Adam's like the type of guy that everything's figured out and organized ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's weird that he is the most laid back person I have ever met in my life. And he's just like, oh yeah, I'm just here for fun. Like, he's like, if we do well, cool. If we don't, whatever. I'm just here to drive my car.
I mean, my mentality is to so over prep and bring literally everything that I will never need anything. Like, I check the oil. I make sure the wheels aren't actively falling off. Yeah. Tour de Force is the 24th of September. So, September.
Of what?
So,
I got like a month and a half before. I mean, I got like 2 weeks before I can like start really going into full panic mode. I mean, there's not much. Like, my list of things are like, there's some like suggested items that could possibly be done. I do hope that
who's co-driving?
So, Mr. Mike Milos right now is. I talked to him about.
Who's currently Rally Finland.
Yeah, the bugger. But good for him.
I know.
I hope I can pick up some wealth of knowledge of his co-driving note writing skills. So let's see, vetted, like, seasoned co-drivers. I mean, that's the other thing with all my co-drivers is like they were all new. Like like Teresa Buren was the most prepared person to date that I've ever had at a full event. I mean, like, Dylan rode with me at a test day, and that was super fun. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what
I rode with you at a.
You did. I did. But it wasn't a full test day. Like, you just kind of jumped in the car. You weren't like there with me. No,
Cody,
he is
you
on
don't
my
actually
list
matter.
of co-drivers. So
Literally, I called half the notes and giggled the rest of the time. Like, I'm just like, go left, and then we'd slow down and just like.
Oh, but we killed it.
Rooster tail.
Yeah, we did kill a tire.
And, yeah, we killed it.
Fuck, that was a good tire.
Which, by the way, I totally called.
How old and how used was that tire?
So old. What?
Was it like a Tabor
It was
Silverstone?
actually.
100%.
So
Bless the
we got
Tabors.
off stage. I'm like, oh, I think we might have a flat. And Matt's like, no, it's fine. I don't think we have a flat. We're fine. A couple quarters into the second pass, and he's like, oh, we got a flat.
Yeah, I didn't want to admit that we had a
flat. Ever.
I mean, yes,
it was
I like to kill rims, and every time that I kill a rim, like, I get the braid guys will send me a message like, hey, maybe you should update your rims. It's like, hey, I really don't want to spend that kind of money. Like, the Mazda just needs to be a small or slow little nugget, and then the plethora of rims that I'm getting with the new one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shit ton of 10 spokes.
How many of those are stock Volvo wheels?
They are, but.
All right, Matt, listen to me.
All
Sell
of them,
those wheels and buy anything but OEM Volvo
You're not
wheels.
wrong, because, like.
You're not going to do it, though.
Why wouldn't I?
No.
Well, so here's the problem where they drilled out for the larger lug studs. Yeah.
Oh, the ones you have? I don't know.
Because they're like, I swear they're like 5/8 wheel studs or something. They're massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NASCAR boys. Are they? Because 14's the common size on those for the rally stuff, and that's just under. It's 5 is. But yeah, so we've had really good luck with some methods. That's a good option.
Matt, I will sell you some methods.
They are not going to fit my car.
They've been floating around.
Those are mine.
Oh.
You've been paying for them.
Those are mine.
They're up for grabs. Highest bidder. They're going for cheap.
So a lot of people are going to not agree with this whatsoever and probably say it's super dangerous. But on the blue rally car, the Volvo, we ran a set of adapters, wheel adapters from the 5x108 to 5x114.3 or 5x4.5 for years.
Yeah.
And never had a failure. And they were lug centric, not hub centric. There was no adapter rings. None of that was involved. You just make sure they're tight, check them every once in a while, and they're good. And it's good enough for first place overall two-wheel drive. It's like you can get by on those things. You just got to make sure you buy not really crappy ones. You got to spend like $100 or $120 for 4 of them.
Cody has informed me that they are drilled and useless to other people now. Yeah. So.
Oh, really? Nice.
I guess so.
Cody listening?
Hi, Cody.
What is he doing? Does he have a YouTube?
I don't know. Does Cody have a YouTube?
Cody, one of the 6.
The next.
Oh, we've gone down by 2.
Have we bored people? We have bored people. It's okay. I don't really care. The next ride is. Yeah, this is the thing that has plagued me. It is the reason I race rear-wheel drive cars. It is what I refer to as my hero car. Yeah. So it is Cody's old car. So which is John Lane's old car. It is currently in my yard. Sans engine and transmission. So Robert is going to help me shove things in a giant hole. I know.
And it will fit really well.
So
I promise you this.
It makes the proper.
Super easy.
The what?
It'll make the proper noises.
It will make really fun noises, I think. So
yep.
I am kind of excited to be able to control that noise with my right foot.
It's really nice. You just modulate it. The waves of torque just floweth over you.
Well, not with with the gearing that's in there, but that's okay. We'll figure that out at some point.
I think it'll be fine.
It'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
I'm not in love with the gearing.
What?
But it's okay.
Your Starlink's not doing well.
Oh no, Cody.
It's starting to die. Okay, so what rear end is in that thing?
So it's a 9-inch, ridiculous 9-inch with 3.0 gears and a spool and these 35 spline axles because John, seriously,
the size of my
John
wrist.
used to twist axles off. He would just twist them, and then of course the Dave Clark method is we'll just put them on the other side and then they'll untwist themselves. That would break. So anyway, I know.
That's like the worst thing you can do.
But it's 3.0s. So I grew up bombing around in my dad's Fox body, and it had like the 288s or something in it. Like just.
It also ran like a 31-inch tall tire.
True. I don't know.
Yeah, so as somebody who's ran the same motor with 373s and larger tires than a rally tire, you definitely want lower than 373s.
Well, right.
Like 331.
I was in the ballpark of
would be
the
more than adequate.
355 range is probably where I'll live. Or I could go the Mike Hurst range and do a 411s. Because he lived in fourth gear. Well,
yeah, you never have to shift.
T5s are they are what they are. But in fourth gear, they were. Yeah.
Let's just
There's a happy zone for a T5 to stay alive, and it's very easy to make a T5 stay alive in that happy zone. And there's certain things you can do to the T5
Let's just get
to
you.
make it stay in the happy zone.
No, it's full sequential, or let's put an automatic in
What?
it.
God,
Yeah, that
Put a
was
700 R4 in that bad boy.
no, God, no.
That was what was in
AOD.
the Canyon Arrow had a 700 R4, and that thing was terrible.
Okay, so my dad's old Mustang had 273s.
Cool.
That was some gearing, man. But yeah, no, I mean that was fun to bomb around.
That's like 60 in first.
No, that was like, yeah, it really was. It was like 100 in second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 3.5. I mean, I just wish it wasn't like having to reset up a whole rear end. Just like, well, this was a mistake. Like, I'm not finding the dropouts from like a Toyota. So, although it is a dropout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the dropouts depends who you go with, but like you can buy a dropout for $600 if you want a spool, any gearing you want, cast iron centers.
Yeah.
You want a locker, it's going to be about
Yeah.
$600 on top of that. But you can do a limited slip as well. You can run the Ford style limited slip. You can run your favorite locker setup. You want to do that?
I love lockers.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Lockers
awesome.
aren't bad. They are.
Lincoln.
They're really nice on turning, and once you hit the throttle,
Yeah.
you kind of have to be committed.
Just,
But they're
fucking
great.
awesome.
I think they're wonderful.
just rep-
They're noisy
really
as all
not.
get out, but they're great.
Like your lunchbox
They're
your
not-
lunchbox lockers are totally loud, but a proper like full mechanical one, like
Yes,
you
yes.
can't even tell that it's in my Mazda. So
yeah, all my experiences with lunchbox lockers, so
just run the
they
Lincoln.
work really great for all those listening.
what?
Not
Are you
listening.
there?
Run the Lincoln. Run the Lincoln locker.
No, I don't like spools. I don't like welded
That-
diffs.
They're the best.
I don't think
I am
Matt's
not.
as aggressive
No,
on turn
I
to make
actually
the spool work.
I enjoy a good turn in and then carry it through the corner. Like I remember watching videos of John Lane like just pushing through corners in his car. Like
Yeah.
just wheels turn, understeer, like eventually got up through it, but
The clutch kick will be your friend.
Yeah, that's true.
torque.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Torque is my friend.
Yeah. No, even in the drift car, the clutch kick is your friend with the spool.
We'll run like a event with a spool, and then I'm trying to work through like a step process of like something that isn't just going to turn around and cost me multiple, well, not millions. But we'll say 5 figures, because everything.
I mean, okay. Every rally car.
Let me check the local Craigslist around
For
here
what?
for 9-inch dropouts.
I mean, I guess conceivably you could, but I'd have to swap the spool.
Okay, but like every rally car costs like 5 figures, whether you build it or buy it.
No, you're right.
You
but
always-
but what I'm trying to avoid, I mean, okay, no, you can be 4 figures rally car. You still can. You just have to do it all yourself. I would say this thing is probably still in the 4 figures ish. But what was I saying? I don't remember. But what I was trying to avoid was like the right now.
You're trying to avoid this. Yeah, the sticker shock of,
Yeah.
let me drop $2,000.
Right. So my goal was to try to figure out some process, like, okay, I can get this now, but this doesn't screw me over in the future. Right?
Yeah.
So like the Edelbrock and EFI stuff, and oh man, look at that. Yeah, see, I haven't even started. Where is that at? Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck.
It's in Texas.
Shipping's $40.
But shipping,
I have
shipping.
never had any luck with buying anything like that off Facebook. But no, I have not
Really?
searched at all for any kind of parts at this point, and quite frankly, like it will probably be just as common as a Toyota.
So if you get the chance, there's a couple of like Circle Track Motorsports swap meets, and that's the place to pick up stuff dirt cheap for a 9-inch. Or like a winner's quick change if you want to go all out.
No, I don't. I do not want
to. But you can pick those up.
Okay, so then you need to like inform me when and where these things are, because I am not in these circles of. I try to avoid the face balls as much as possible. We'll call it for my own mental sanity.
But just go to Speedway Engineering or something, and then just pick up something. Oh, look at this one. It's 35. Oh, it's 31 spline. Why do you got 35
because John
spline
Lane
axles,
broke
bro?
a lot of shit.
Makes it so much more difficult. What you should do is get 30 spline axles, and then go to 5x4.5. Ridge your brake hats. Then you're done.
Okay,
that's like the cheap option.
So here's the problem.
Like,
so as I was going through the books here,
ugh.
You know, the books that Cody dropped off of the beast, like I'm trying to figure out what the actual rear end, like I'm almost certain it was kind of a one-off, maybe not a one-off, but
like a
so then at that point. Well, right,
that's
but
super
so
common.
then, then you've got your friggin' custom axles. So
with the 9-inch, there's like 2 common bearing sizes. Sometimes 3 if it's a full floater that opens things up. But you have only a certain number of bearing sizes, which is how you spec your axles. Then you have the spline number and the length. So a lot of them they ship in a long length, and they just spline a super long section of the axle, and you just cut them in a chop saw. Yeah. So you can buy axles for like $100 or something.
I will have to entertain that.
So they're probably big bearing. So like, what is a big bearing for 9-inch axle cost these days? A full set is chromoly axles with bearings is $300. Actually less.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, the cut to length ones are. I don't know. How much are these?
All right. Well, I'm going to go through all of this.
With multi-lug pattern, it's like $150 each axle.
Okay.
Not terrible.
Yeah. Well,
there's options out there. Everyone likes to crap on the 9-inch, but then you get to a point when you're making enough power, or you want to like have cheap replacement parts, where they actually make a lot of sense, and you can build them. Like you can build a full custom 9-inch that's light for like diff, everything included with brakes. Like we'll brake it for less than $2,000.
Not what John spent.
And you're getting no. But they've come down a lot. But you can do like a lightweight. Speedway Engineering does one. It's like the Pro Light or Pro Mod one, and it's lighter weight housing. You can get heavyweight housing, about the same cost. But you're looking less than $2,000 all in for a setup, and
it is good money.
Crazy good money.
But it is a lot of money.
Crazy good value.
But Cody needs to go to bed because he's old and he's tired.
I know. I have to work tomorrow
gross.
because I'm an adult.
No. See, adults have Saturdays and Sundays off.
Oh, so I'm not an adult.
And Matt's coming over on Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next
14th,
Sunday?
man. Yeah, because Cody's
coming
down the 13th
calendar.
and bringing me the rims that I'm not delivering.
Yeah.
And then
the wheels that may or may not make it.
They may or may not make it there.
So I definitely put it in on as the 7th. So
That's
I'll
cool.
change it to the 14th.
You can even go for my
You said you were available the 14th. You said you were busy tomorrow or Sunday.
He's always busy.
You know what?
He lied to us.
Sunday's good.
All right.
Saturday.
If you want to come down.
The what? No. All right. I think we're going to call it because we've hit a 2-hour mark and Cody's so tired. It has been so much fun. I really, really miss talking to your faces.
Good. Back.
One of these days, Cody will get real internet.
Hey, this is the best I can get.
Yeah, that's not...
The next time he'll be doing it from his phone in a Starbucks parking lot.
Well, remember the one he did from work?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just as bad.
No, it was awesome. That was your best one.
Was it? Was that good?
Yeah, that was your
Oh,
best
okay.
stream to date. Was
Oh shit.
and then I will go back and find the one where Robert just left in the middle.
You should.
I
Nope.
probably just had to go
You're
pee
like,
and was like,
"Oh,
I gotta
go
piece
do
out.
the
I've had
thing."
too
Like-
many meetings.
Is that the one that he disappeared and then he came back shirtless with like a bottle of
No,
tequila
that
or
was
something?
the Chris Duplessis one.
Nope.
And that was
The Chris Duplessis one was.
And that was only in the after non-live version where I got shirtless and I was drinking straight out of the bottle of
that got
tequila.
messy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, to the 6 people hanging out, I really appreciate you coming along with this adventure.
Oh, now 7.
Oh, 7? 7 people that are
Yeah,
hanging out with us. I feel stuff like this is good for my soul. So, all right. But,
I'm glad we can keep it going.
all right. Peace out. We're going to see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
That is it.